Know who Dolly Parton is? Because I refuse to believe you actually knew. Like, I gotta skip to the end to see what his reaction is to finding it out. How long did it take Jeremy to get Stay Puffed? It took Jeremy like 15 minutes to get Stay Puffed. That's tough. Where does he put the thing down? Right here.
I'm an antagonist in a movie from the 80s. It doesn't speak. The movie is funny, but the creatures
Mark, oh my god! Oh my god, Jeremy's still going! Mark got his first? Jeremy! No! What do you mean? Do you mean you both went on for 40 minutes? Board Ghost! Board Ghost! Did you not give either of them a hint at this point?
It's Mr. Worldwide with the one and only Dolly Parton. Well, hey. And this is dedicated to all my powerful women working 9 to 5, 2, 3 jobs just to survive. All my powerful women, no man at home, raising all the kids alone. All my powerful women, y'all deserve a throne. Keep your head up and stay strong. All my powerful women, no matter what, never give up. I remember working hard with my mom. You name it, she did it. You name it, she sold it. You name it, she cleaned it. You name it, she owed it. She had to provide. We had to survive. So you name it, she stole it. Our whole life was layaway. Pay, but the bills never went away. Put your hands to the sky. This goes out to the women working hard 9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by.
Oh! Get it, Dolly! Rest in peace! Let's go, Ollie! I should change Rip to Dolly Parton will be missed for today. Hold on. Night, but... How are we doing, everybody?
Mama worked hard her entire life. She had 12 kids at 35, working 24/7, 365.
R.I.P. Dolly. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Well, I guess maybe not Happy Tuesday. Unfortunately, in case you guys have not heard the news, Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80. Dolly Parton, an absolute icon. No jokes for me today. She will be missed. This one's for her. Lemonade. How's our little J Schlatt Queen Killer doing? Mark the Dolly Killer. Okay, Mark I am in a Discord call with Mark currently. I'm deafened. He cannot hear me right this second. He's doing great. He's got a lot to talk about today. He's got some things prepared. I'm very excited to see what he's got. Oh my god, look, it's him. He's not here just yet. I'm gonna undeafen in a second, but hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Oh, we like that Mark fella? That Mark fella is great. The Mark fella is fantastic. Does Mark need donations for his legal defense? I will be collecting... hold on, I gotta make sure that Mark's not on screen for this one. I will be collecting any and all legal funds for Mark's killed Dolly Parton defense. If you would like to make a donation on behalf of Mark's legal defense, you can send it straight to BlimbyIsLate. I promise you, fingers crossed, pinky promise, fingers crossed, he will probably get the money at some point. Possibly, probably, but you can trust me. I'm trustworthy. You can send me the money. It's fine. It's fine. When's the book If I Did It dropping? Mark doesn't even know who Dolly is. I promise you, Mark does know now. It is really funny, though, considering that Dolly Parton died, and then literally everyone texted Mark or checked the Discord the second it happened. But in order to know whether or not he really did it, we need to hear Mark's defense. So let me get him. Mark,
Oh,
how are you doing?
hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I couldn't get audio to work on my computer, so I couldn't tell if my system had broke or not.
If you can hear me now, you know.
I can hear you now. Yes, I couldn't get your stream audio to work though.
That's okay.
But I can hear you. Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Look at.
I'm
Oh
reading.
my god.
I'm reading some comments about me having to fabricate my alibi. Yeah. Okay, this is to be expected. Literally, how I found out was Austin texting me out of the blue. You did it, didn't you? I'm like, wait, what's going on? Yeah, Dolly died.
Oh my god.
Hello, Justa. Good to see you. Mark is also much louder than Blimby. I get that a lot.
He does. I definitely didn't just readjust it just now, so that hopefully isn't the case.
My billowing voice always drowning out simple queries.
It may have to do with the fact that on Discord I have you at 200% because of how quiet you normally are. And then today.
Now, why would you do that, Corey?
No reason. No particular reason.
Okay. Also, I need to get ahead of this now. Okay.
Okay.
Because I saw some discourse happening in the Discord talking about like, oh well, Dolly was just in Vegas, and Vegas, that's pretty close to LA. That's like a 4 to 5 hour drive or an hour plane ride. It is an hour plane ride. I would know that because unfortunately for my alibi, my layover was in Las Vegas. So I saw that. I'm like, oh no, I'm never near the end of this.
I did mention to stream yesterday, like the one story I had about Mark being in Hollywood was like, yeah, Mark had a layover and he landed and like it was like a 45 minutes until his next plane left, and he had 43 minutes it took him to get to where his gate was, so he had to sprint as fast as he could or whatever. Yeah, it was the Vegas airport. But it turns out it wasn't 43 minutes away. You had to take a 43-minute detour.
Mark, when you saw Dolly yesterday, Mark punch. No, I swear. I was innocent.
Was innocent?
Well, up until, Mark punching Dolly.
Right, of course.
Up until that point, very innocent. Dude, that layover, though, it was on the way to LA that I had that horrible layover that got delayed and everything. That was supposed to be my safe one, too. I was supposed to have like an hour and 20 minutes in between the plane landing and the other one departing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kept on getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And I was sitting next to this guy as we were landing who was also stressing about catching his layover to like a different place. I don't know where he was going. But we were like kind of bonding over the fact like, oh no, this is going to be so close. We're cutting it so close. Both of us. This is ridiculous. And, the plane like touches down. The plane touches down within 5 minutes of my other one boarding. We touched down at 5:55. My plane boards at 6. And the guy next to me, he goes, oh no, we're fine. We're good. And I go, oh, really? And he shows me his phone, which says 6:55. And he goes, there's an hour time difference because the time zones. It's actually 5:55. And I look at him and go, yeah, I know. My plane leaves at 6. I didn't forget about the time zone change. You were just LARPing, missing your plane. You still got an hour, dude. You forgot about the time zones.
He really thought that you guys were in on it together. He really thought. He's like, oh, surely this person has made the same mistake as I have. They're fine.
Yeah, his plane left at like 7. He was fine. We had something special.
And he took that away from me.
He did. He was so relieved too. Yeah, it was very upsetting. I had to reel to him. I was like, no, man, I was accounting for that. I knew it was a 3-hour time difference when we took off. Mark is an expert on time zones. Board Gamers Live taught him. That could not be further from the truth.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
man, I spent this entire trip doing like average mark bits, which, you know, aren't quite the exact like sense of humor as everyone else there. Like we almost have the same sense of humor, just like a little bit of a mismatch. I spent the entire week going, "Wow, I can't believe it. It's 3 p.m. for us, but in the real world it's 6." I did that the entire week, and
That's a-
no one ever commented on the fact like, "But in real life, it's actually 7."
That's a good
I
bit.
was doing that
That's a
bit the
good
whole
bit.
fucking week. I thought it was a good bit. I thought it was hilarious.
That Corey play the Mario laugh. Oh wait, I don't have the Mario laugh. You missed it yesterday. We watched the mole and the entire
I saw
time.
good portions of it.
Okay, so you saw the Mario laugh that we had installed.
I did. That is terrifying.
What's more terrifying, that or this one? The fucking laugh with the gun pointed.
I mean, look, that one's scary if I'm looking at screen, but the Mario one, like I could be doing dishes with stream in the back and scare the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, yeah. YouTube banner. That's what inspired it. See, so the other thing, another small tangent I'll go on before we dive deeper into your Hollywood trip, because I am curious. We haven't actually, me and you haven't talked about this at all. This is the first time I'm
We
gonna
haven't
hear any of
spoke
it.
since I've been back.
No, other than like maybe 1 or 2 text messages.
Mhm.
I know nothing about your trip, but we were doing, we were watching yesterday, and we had the 1 hour of silence filled by the occasional Mario laugh / scream, and every single time it happened, I would go, "Thank you, Mario," immediately after, and it became a vocal tick of every time the laugh. I just like, without trying, like, what's the word when you do something without like meaning to do it? It just happens
Subconsciously.
subconsciously. Yeah, it just came out. Thank you, Mario. It just became a vocal tick, and I've realized this about me. I've gotten Pavlovian. It was like a Pavlovian response to Mario laughing. Thank you, Mario. I did it every single time, to the point where when we were playing D&D this weekend while you were gone, we on our own like home game that we were playing, a character named Monroe, and we were doing a combat this week while you were gone, and every time Thomas, being our DM, would point to me and go, "Okay, Monroe, it's your turn to act." Every single time, I would just say, "Monroe time," and then I would then describe what my game was. And the other players started to laugh at it after a while, but when I didn't have the heart to tell them, I was not doing that willingly. It was like a reflex response every single time Thomas turned to me. I could not stop saying that if I wanted to, and I think that sums up a lot of my works, is that it's just reflex, and I can't stop it. Same thing with Thank You, Mario from yesterday. I just can't.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. I was upset I missed that combat, but
Okay,
I'm
I'll
glad
catch you
to
up
hear-
after stream. But yeah,
Oh, speaking of quirks, you said it was a quirk of yours.
Yes.
Speaking of senses of humor being slightly misaligned, Lincoln and Sarah, the directors of our film, great people, love them and everything. But they unfortunately are respectful artists who consume like reasonable and relevant media, and I don't think they know what a Deku voice is. But they got to experience me doing it because we were in Los Angeles, which is the place of the wow, Los Angeles, the city where dreams come true. I can't believe we made it. I don't think they had any fucking idea what I was doing, but I was quoting that a decent bit. So I'm sure they think much less of me now than they did previously.
Look, man, it's great to pull out the wow, I can't believe it, Los Angeles.
The Hollywood sign.
But how was your actual trip to Hollywood? You got to see the Hollywood sign firsthand, I assume.
I did. We were talking about doing the hike to the Hollywood sign or the super long hike to actually like touch it. We didn't end up doing it though because we kind of ran out of time. The trip was really good. I hate to say this. I really, really hate to say this as a diehard East Coaster. I fucking loved LA, dude.
Oh no.
It
This
was
is
really nice.
this is our worst fear, is that you liked
I
LA.
know, this is the worst possible outcome.
That
I had a great time.
that's horrible. Oh my god. What was nice about it? I have never. I'm trying to think. Have I ever been to the West Coast before? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever left the East Coast at all. Actually,
Movie star Mark, hello, Ons. Uh, baby's East applause. So yeah, but what really helped, there are two things that really helped. One is we had friends there who are local to LA, or at least local as of like 7 years or so, like so a decent time in LA. And they were able to show us around, which really helped. And also, we had access to a car, which was very nice. I wasn't expecting to have access to a vehicle. Um, couldn't leave the West Coast soon enough when I went. I'm sorry to hear that, Morgan. I will say, I did get a glimpse of the average West Coast individual. I need to like frame what I'm saying slightly around the fact that most of my conversations I had with people are very kind of like quick and, you know, surface level, which that, from what I hear, is where West Coast people shine, being very nice to you in brief interactions, but being like, you know, it being surface deep and kind of backstabbing you as soon as you're not in the room.
right.
So maybe I wasn't there long enough to experience some of that.
That's
And
classic Midwest, from what I've heard.
yes, yes. I will say the one taste I did have of it, it was bad enough that Lincoln and Sarah also like noticed this and commented about it. Um, the difference in conversation when we were talking with the LA filmmakers, I will say the LA filmmakers were probably the worst people I met there. Everyone else was great. all, all the filmmakers I met who are also from the East Coast or from other parts of the world, great people. Loved talking to them. But like the real LA ones, I could kind of tell. Um, they did not respect us at all up until somebody mentioned South by Southwest. It was like a light switch difference. We'd be talking to them and they go, "So this is your first time at the festival? So what block are you in again? Oh, that's one of the later ones, right? Oh, so you didn't get nominated for like People's Choice?" And I mentioned, "Oh yeah, like earlier we went to South by Southwest." Immediate. "Oh my goodness, wow, that's so cool. Tell me more about the film."
I mean, it's one of those things where I think, like, even on the East Coast, this happens, but on the West Coast, I think it's more concentrated and it's more because it's the culture there. It's a lot more concentrated into this. But in the East Coast, you see it too, where people are just kind of constantly scouting for potential that they can jump in on, and you know, the connections that they can make because of it. So the second that you guys are like, yeah, we were in South by Southwest, award-winning South by Southwest filmmakers, I should say. Immediately it's like target acquired. It's like a vampire seeing a juicy neck that they could go after, you know.
I respect Lincoln and Sarah so much that, you know, I don't even mention the South by Southwest stuff that much, you know. I do it a little bit on stream. They mention it far less than me, and they, you know, directed the film. They would abstain from mentioning it. Like, people would be kind of talking down to them, and they would just kind of choose not to mention, like, you know, wasn't worth it. You know, don't want to come across like we're bragging either.
That's fair.
But sorry, I was reading back in chat and saw Kelsey saying, "I don't know what being an East Coaster means, really." I think I can answer that one. This is a story that Board Ghost has, which I think is the perfect example of what an East Coaster is. Board Ghost, while driving in the city one day, broke down. Like they got a flat in their vehicle or something like that, and they had to pull over on the side of the road and were struggling to figure out, you know, how to get the car on the jack or change it. There's some issue happening. Maybe he didn't have the right gear to do it. Some lady comes out of one of the houses that he was stopped in front of and goes, "You dumbass, you didn't bring a car jack, you know, you like stuck here. What the hell were you thinking?" Just going off on him as she's going around to grab her own car jack to come out to help him to lift it up, walk him through the entire process, actually like save him, like single-handedly help him out of the situation, get him back on the road, ask if he needs anything else, all while saying, "You dummy. Look what you've gotten yourself into."
Yeah, I
So-
think that's a perfect example, really.
Harsh of words, kind of heart.
East Coast love is a boxing glove to the chest and then an ice pack afterwards, you know?
I miss the beauty of Cali, the people, not so much. Yeah, that's very fair. I will say, I was not expecting this about LA. This was like a universal experience between me and my whole group that was there. I wasn't prepared for this. You know, it's like inventory management video games that just kind of get annoying after a while because you're like, oh, gotta maintain the inventory, gotta find more of this, that, the other. There is no water in LA.
What the
I was
fuck?
dehydrated the entire 4-day trip I was there. It was crazy how hard it was for me and everyone else to find water. Like it became like a game where we found a working fountain and we're like, oh, water, we got water. Or I'd bring water back to the hotel room. It's like, oh my goodness, you saved us. Everyone was dehydrated the entire time. None of the fountains worked. And I'd have a full water bottle and I'm like, I gotta conserve this. I have no idea the next time I'm gonna have access to water again.
Yeah, Ace brings up a good point. They didn't have grocery stores or convenience stores that sold water. Let's talk about free water.
I'm talking about free water. I am, admittedly. I
Okay.
could have bought water, which, would have been expensive and all. But it's mostly the fact that if I wake up at 12 at night in a hotel room, I don't really have access to going out and buying water. I'm reliant on what the hotel has access to. And you would think finding water in a hotel wouldn't be that big of a deal. It was. It was. There was one water fountain, like a designated water fountain in the entire building on floor 5 in the gym. And I went there and it turns out it wasn't hooked up to plumbing. It was a reservoir, so it could run out. So half the time I went, it was out. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? What dystopia is this?
I mean, I
Free water
know.
from the toilet.
Ooh, there you go. Get a little straw in there.
Mm.
I know with LA, a lot of times they do wind up having droughts and they do have to conserve water. So it makes sense that their, public fountains aren't always running because they probably don't want people using them during a drought. But still, I think it's because you
That
can
was
drink from
fair.
the tap there.
The entire time, I was just thinking, I gotta collect those water slugs. They're not gonna understand this reference. We need to go out and mine some water slugs off the seafloor. We can craft them into bottles.
Quick, jump in the ocean. We gotta get the water slugs.
We gotta get the water slugs. That's the only way.
That's the only way.
We need one of each kind of fish to craft the sardines, whatever they're called in the game.
Andrew,
my friend is currently staying at a Four Seasons, and I told her where to find the free water. It's a big issue. It's a big thing.
Gotta get one of
I
those
really hate to
dowsing
accept-
rods, man. Gotta get it just around.
Man, I wish I would have packed my dowsing rods. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'll get into this. I took some photos that I have to show. But we went to Santa Monica, the beach there,
hmm
and I hate to say this as well. It was the best beach experience of my entire life. I know. I really hate to say that, but I'm like, this is perfect. The water was nice. It wasn't that crowded. It was a very flat beach compared to the East Coast. You could get out really far and not drown like I do at the Detroit beaches. And it was I could stay. The water was warm enough. I could stay in it for hours. And I'm like, I really hate to say this. This is the best beach I've ever been to.
That is fair. That's fair. I think the problem with a lot of the Detroit beaches around us is that they're either beach towns that are too small for there to be anything going on, or they're too big to the point that it is just hell on earth.
Now, I do think I got very lucky on the day that I went, because I don't believe that Santa Monica is known for being not crowded by any means. But I was talking with Lincoln and Sarah about it, and I'm like, well, I think school started, so that's probably part of the reason that it's less crowded here. And also, we went in the evening and late in the season, because Lincoln said last time he was there, the water was frigid. So I think I was just there at a uniquely good day.
Good.
best beach experience of my life. I didn't even go biking once. Aw, I'm so sorry. I hate to say it. I didn't go biking, not even a little bit.
How can it be the best? So this just proves that you don't need to bring us on a 30-mile biking trip every time we go to the beach.
No, I do.
Right.
Look, my trip would have been better if I biked for 30 miles.
But you said it was the best one ever.
Okay, yes, it was the best one ever, but it could have been better if I was biking. Just because it's the best ever doesn't mean it can't be improved.
God, he can't be satisfied, man. Every single time he shoots for, above and beyond. But, Oz makes a good point. I bet there wasn't even riblets there. How could it be that good? How could it be that good if you didn't have a vocal stem to annoy people with for fucking a week straight?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask if they had riblets there. Oh, and Vamp brings this up. Corey, it was shocking how much everything looked like GTA 5. It was unnerving. I was walking around, I'm like, wow, Los Santos. Can't believe we made it.
God damn it, man. God
the
damn
hills,
it.
the streets, those concrete gutters, Santa Monica, that's just the pier from GTA.
Brother, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind when I tell you what GTA is based on.
Oh, really? What?
Some city in America, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. No, like, we were commenting about it. Like, the other people there didn't even really, like, play GTA 5 that much. But, like, we were walking on the pier in Santa Monica, and we passed a cop, and Lincoln just goes, they don't spawn there. Or we drove past Franklin's house. Our friend Joe, who was with us, like, that there is Franklin's house. That they based Franklin's house off that house right there.
That's crazy. I mean, it's the same experience for me as an East Coaster when I'm playing any of the Fallout games. They're all based on the East Coast.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sites there were all very nice and cool to see. It was kind of relieving. I think part of the thing that made me like LA so much more than I was expecting was, I had all these like images in my head and my assumptions of what Hollywood is like, the big city is shown in all the movies. I arrived on the first day pretty late at night, so it's like dark out and everything. And we're walking around with our friend Kenny, who's local, and he was just, take us out into the street. I step out onto the street for the first time, in Hollywood, and I look around, and I'm like, wow, this is just like any other fucked, jacked up Detroit, back alley that I've ever been in. This just feels like home. This doesn't feel special. This feels like any other city I've been in. And I look down and I go, Kenny, is this the Walk of Fame? And he goes, yeah, this is the Walk of Fame right here. I'm like, oh, okay. Just when I was taking in, this feels like any other city I've been in. This is nothing special. Oh, that's Marilyn Monroe's star. Oh, interesting. So it was a humbling experience.
Did you look for any fun stars?
So I didn't take any pictures with any stars just because I don't take many pictures and I didn't feel like it. They didn't seem that special. The only star that I did a double take at and considered trying to find again to take a picture with was Godzilla's star.
That is a good one.
Besides that, the Hollywood Walk of Fame is pretty much a big scam anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did not take a shit on Donnie Trump's star. I didn't even see Donnie's star. I don't know where they hid that one.
It's like, do you remember back when there was a whole thing back Shia LaBeouf when I think Donnie was first inaugurated, where he was trying to live stream a flag the entire time to show that it wouldn't separate, the US or whatever. And people started hunting for the flag. It became a giant game of capture the flag, is what it did. Which, if you put away the political things about it, is really fun. And no matter what, people kept finding it and they kept locking it up. I feel like it's the reverse now. They're doing that with DJT's star because of how much it's been vandalized. They gotta hide it away. They gotta lock it somewhere, and people are using echolocation to figure out where the shit is.
They gotta lock it up. One of the other landmarks I saw when I was there. This won't be relevant to anyone except Board Ghost. So I don't know if Board Ghost happens to be listening. But we're driving around and we pass a large pink donut shop. It's Danny Trejo's donut shop. It's pretty famous. And I'm like, that looks really familiar. Where have I seen that before? And Kenny mentions, oh yeah, that's the donut shop from Tangerine. The Oscar-winning film that was shot on an iPhone.
Oh my god!
That's the one!
That's the Oscar-winning film that was shot on an iPhone!
It was shot on an iPhone! Wow! So, me and Sarah did do like a 20-minute walk from our hotel to get to that donut shop. I want to try the donuts just generally and see the LA pink donut boxes, which is a big thing there. But I'm like, I have to go to the one from Tangerine.
Of course. I mean, first off, Danny Trejo is the GOAT, so, you know, got to support her as best you can.
Yes. Oh, I felt so bad when I walked in. First off, to establish, Lincoln told us a little rule about LA, which is if you see someone and you think to yourself, hey, that kind of looks like blank celebrity, it is them. That's the general rule of thumb. So we're walking by, we saw two of us went, that really looked like Vic from Dropout. And it's like, oh, you think it is Vic? That definitely was Vic from Dropout then.
Yeah, LA, Vic Michaelis.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually was. I have my hesitations on that one. I felt so bad because I had to ruin that dream for somebody else. Where I walked into Danny Trejo's donut shop, and the guy behind the counter, who surprisingly was not Danny Trejo. I walk in, and this guy's face just lights up, and he's like, "Yo, you look familiar to me," and he goes, "You're that guy from that podcast, right?" I go,
"What?
No, man, I don't think so. I don't think you
what
watch my
podcast?
Stuff. I'm trying to remember the name. It was something massacres, like Lone Night Massacre or something like that.
Now I gotta see if I can find this. See if you do look like this guy.
I really wish I could remember the name because the guy thought I was lying to him. He's like, no, man, it's okay, you know, like I recognize you and everything. And I'm like, I'm being so for real right now. I have no idea what you're talking about. I do not know who this person is. It was not Rhett and Link. No, it wasn't that. I wish I could remember what it was because he eventually pulled up an image on his phone and turned around to me. And he goes, look, you're like wearing the same shirt. He turns around the phone, and it is just some dork-ass looking guy with curly hair. I'm like, oh, no. I don't mind being called Link, but...
But don't call me this dork-ass guy. Yeah, that podcast, by the way, Good Mythical Morning.
Good Mythical Morning.
Good Mythical Morning.
The shoe fits. No, I'll see if I can find what podcast it was. But yeah, I don't think the guy looked like me at all. Sarah said she could see it though, which isn't great.
Well, to see if you can figure out what podcast it was and send me a picture at some point.
Okay.
Well,
right.
we'll have
I'll
chat judge.
Research.
We'll have chat judge, and they'll be the final deciders. We'll field research this.
Let's see. So I guess I can show now. I only took a handful of photos, but I guess I can show some of the photos we took now.
All right, let's swap over to it 1 second. Hey!
There's not many here. Whoa.
Look! Oh my God! It's Mark.
So yes, this is me and the crew from the film in front of the Holly Shorts sign. Is the name of the festival we were at. This is our happy photo. We always do a happy one and a serious one. So this one was happy, and then this one was serious.
Oh my! Look at that smolder! Holy shit!
I know. Sarah said it looks like we're about to beat someone up in this one.
It does look like the guy behind the camera said something that offended you all. You are about to fucking, especially what is that Lincoln on the right there?
Yeah,
does look like he has the facial expression and the stance of, bro, you can't say that. No.
This is our faces seconds before mentioning we're at South by Southwest. So yeah, that was our group photo. Let's see. I also the limited photos I took. The other one was this was when I was arriving at Las Vegas.
Oh, look at that.
So
Wow,
this is from my plane. I didn't realize how big the orb was.
it's a big ass. It's a big ass orb. It's
Yeah.
massive. That's why it's
I
such a
looked out
big
the
deal.
window and I'm like, that is massive. That is huge. That is more noticeable than the buildings.
It's just a big ass. Look at it. It kind of looks like a black hole is about to be opened in the middle of Vegas, which, when you
Might
think
be
about
for
what
the
Vegas
best.
is, it makes sense. It makes sense. There's a lot of black holes in people's pockets after they go there.
Oh my goodness,
What,
dude.
Goofy?
Okay. Las Vegas, aside from the fact that I was only there for 5 minutes, all of it sucked. I never in my life want to go to Las Vegas. That place was terrible.
We should go to
So first
Vegas.
off, I'm getting off the plane and I'm sprinting to my next terminal because my plane is already boarding. Love the Vegas airport. No. I'm getting off the plane. I'm running through. There are slot machines every 5 feet. Getting off like the gate, like where we boarded, stepping off the plane, immediately I can look around and spot 20 slot machines. I sprint past them to see more slot machines to get to my loading gate where there is in fact another 20 slot machines. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this place?
I think Vegas is the type of city that it's only really cool once in your life, or if you're within driving distance, and that's
That's
it.
fair. I agree, Goofy. I think it'd be good for one day.
Yeah.
And AIM saying baggage claim, there are slot machines everywhere. I didn't even see baggage claim. Like my experience was that dramatic. I didn't even see the baggage claim, which apparently has more. I've never lost so much money before a wedding when I was in the Las Vegas airport.
Vegas does seem
Ugh.
like one big social experiment. It's like, hey, what if we made an entire city dedicated to debauchery, and then that's Las Vegas. They throw them in the desert because that's the only place that they can get away with it.
And then I was getting on the plane, and as people mentioned, it's a 1 hour flight, which I just don't like in general. That
Yeah.
is way too short for a flight. They didn't bring snacks or anything. They didn't even turn off the buckle your seatbelt sign. That stayed on the entire flight.
Too short a flight. If you don't get snacks or the seatbelt light comes off, it's too short a flight. Just drive.
Yeah. Well, I sat down and, obviously I'm not going to drive because I didn't have a car at that point. I didn't have a car the whole trip. Lincoln did. But regardless, I'm not Ubering from Las Vegas to Hollywood.
Sure.
But I sit down and I strike up a small conversation with the guy next to me. And I'm like, oh, like, do you live here? Because we're heading to Long Beach, which is like 4 hour drive, I think. And he goes, no, I live in Long Beach. And I go, oh, okay. Is this like a layover flight for you as well? He goes, nope. I was just doing a trip to Vegas. I'm like, oh, and you're flying? He goes, yep, beats the drive. He says, like, kicking back. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. You can afford to just willy-nilly take a flight from Long Beach to Vegas, like a 4 hour drive. That's nothing. That's a perfectly reasonable drive.
That's such a normal drive. I mean, maybe if he's only going for like the weekend, I guess. Whatever, you don't feel like driving 4 hours over the span, or 8 hours over the span of 3 days. But still, man, that guy, he's probably a high roller. He's going to the Vegas table and he's dropping a couple bands per bet. You know what I mean?
That guy was certainly much richer than me, and I resented him for it. I'm not too proud to admit that.
Damn straight.
I'll happily admit my anger is unwarranted, and had more to do with class issues than anything else. But thank you nonetheless.
He was a pretty pleasant guy, all things considered.
There's some folks I went to high school with in Minnesota who go there at least once a year, and I'm like, ew. Dana, that would actually be like a friendship deal breaker for me. If they went to Las Vegas once a year, if they were that type of person, I would not want to associate with them.
You're telling me if I was the exact same person, but my only flaw was I went to Vegas once a year, you would not want to associate with me?
Well, you wouldn't be the exact same person, would you?
Well, Steve, who knows? Maybe
you
I
would
would
have
be.
traits that make you the type of person to go to Las Vegas once a year.
I don't know. I've never been to Vegas. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Let's find out. Me and you, let's go to Vegas. Let's go to Vegas next month. Let's go.
Always Sunny card, board gamers break up.
Part 2.
Isn't Nevada the only state with regulated brothels?
I
Blue
think
Jay, I
so.
didn't ask.
I know that they are. I know that they have them. If there's only one state that has them, then yes, it's Nevada.
Huh.
You know, there's somebody
Let's
did an
see.
AMA on Reddit about it. It's the only reason.
So this photo
Reddit?
here was taken from my hotel.
Whoa!
Yeah, our hotel was right in view of the Hollywood sign, which is really cool. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit more. Wow, Hollywood.
Wow! A real
Um,
wood.
So we had a hotel room on the side of the hotel that was facing the sign, okay?
Uh-huh.
But there is a large white monolith directly blocking our view of just the Hollywood sign and nothing else. So we couldn't see it from our hotel room, but if we walked out to like the pool area, this was our view that we could see.
Seeing the Hollywood sign from like an actual, camera picture taking, it doesn't look that impressive, I'll be honest.
No, I'd agree.
It's weird because it's like the thing,
Yeah, I can definitely see how you'd get used to it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like if you lived there, and it would just become unimpressive. I would have loved to have done the hike to get there, but we just didn't end up having time for that.
I will say it also kind of looks like the D is escaping, trying to get out of there as best it can.
I was gonna mention that. I'm like, those letters aren't spaced evenly.
Hollywood.
Like I kind of see why that horse fellow stole the D. It's making sense now.
Yeah, man. Instead of Hollywood, they Hollywood.
Hollywood, that Bojack fellow. Okay, this next photo's fun. I was telling Corey that I'm not much of like a tourist typically. I'm not going to stop and take photos of like the stars or it's kind of rare for me to take photos of things like the Hollywood sign. This right here was the only time that I stopped and did a complete double take. And we were walking somewhere like, guys, wait up. I need to take a photo of this right now. Right now, I need to stop and take a photo. Corey got a glimpse of it before stream.
It's true.
And he said he didn't know what this was.
Mm-mm.
And most of you probably won't. Even if you know what this is taken at an admittedly very bad angle. I'll give you a massive hint, though. I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen. But this is a hill going off to the right. When I'm taking a photo is this road. It is a steep hill that curves off going to the right.
So wait, hold on. Let me reenact this. If I take this image and I tilt it like that. Like that.
Okay. Yeah, the photo wasn't like perfectly straight. Okay. Sue me. They're palm trees, Mark. No. Vamp might know. I actually don't know enough what the Diamond Casino is to know that.
Yeah, this is from GTA though.
Yes. Ding ding ding. This is the road that you take, the main road that you take to get to the highway in GTA.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to get somewhere and go on the main highway, you're taking this road right here with this steep hill going to the right. I'm like, I have been up and down this road so many times. This is seared into my memory. I saw it and I'm like, that's the GTA road. That's how I get to the highway in GTA.
Oh, I think I recognize it a little bit. I've played so little GTA in my life, but like you said, this is a pretty recognizable hill. Enough people have crossed it in their time.
Okay, Vamp God. You can kind of see off towards the edge. There's a little bridge going across it. It's very hard to see on the tree line, but there's a little bridge going across, which is another iconic feature of the GTA and I suppose real life road.
Stupid real life road. It's always taken away from the GTA. Life.
Wow. I got the area right. Now I know. I see it too. Hell yeah, Vamp. I'm so glad to hear that. Like I said, I think the other people played GTA less, so they weren't as starstruck as me. But I'm like, wow, this road meant everything to me.
That's the one. That's the one I took so many times before I did so many things that various news sites said was immoral and I shouldn't be doing. That's the road I took to do it.
I did get to have some nice concerning conversations with Lincoln, Sarah, and Joe, being like, man, isn't this kind of weird? Like, imagine growing up here and you walk around and this is your neighborhood, and at any point you can pop in a disc on the Xbox 360 and shoot up your neighbors.
Jesus Christ, man!
Anytime you want, have a bad day at the beach, log in and kill them. Like, you can blow them up with missiles.
I think, I didn't really consider that, Mark, but you know what? Now I'm starting to think maybe Fox News had a point.
Like, I didn't get where they were coming from initially, but when it's your neighborhood, when you were just there, it kind of hits different.
I could boot up a game and like wait for a pedestrian in a fish shirt to walk by, run them over, and I could pretend it's me.
Hey, wait. Murder on the mind after Dolly. No. And I only took one more photo. So this is coming to the end of my photos now. This is us on the beach at Santa Monica.
Yo!
So we got Lincoln, Sarah, Joe. You can see the beach and how flat it is compared to other beaches.
Wow.
The water was very nice. We're there very close to sunset. Little seagull flying over us as well. So yeah, Santa Monica, which is where that street is, by the way, that famous street that I was just showing, that's in Santa Monica. We were walking to this bridge in the background to get to the beach itself, to get to the pier in GTA, if you will. But yeah, it was a very nice beach. It was an amazing trip. If I'm being so for real, we did not see as much of the shorts as I planned to because we're having such a good time in just LA proper, where we could have gone to more screenings, but we're like, no, let's drive to Santa Monica. Let's do a beach day instead. So we still saw screenings and everything. I loved the Santa Monica Pier when I was younger. It seems very nice.
Now, I got to ask this question because we did it last time when you went South by Southwest. Did you have a favorite screening that you saw while you were there?
I did. This is gonna be dirty for me to say. You can't repeat this to anyone, okay?
Okay.
Lips sealed.
Lip shut.
You too.
Mouth sealed.
I may have cheated on Holly shorts.
No! You just went and saw like Spider-Man in theaters or something?
So we drove across town to go to a different film festival.
No!
Straight up, we're like, we think the ones over here might be a little bit better. And we knew some people. We knew some people who were showcasing theirs. Like, let's just ditch this one and head on over across town to Salute Your Shorts. I'll give them a shout out. Salute Your Shorts. Amazing festival. We loved it there. It was a really, really great place where Lincoln and Sarah were saying they might try to submit there in the future.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with the flat beach? Nothing, Vamp. I said I love flat beaches. So Pacific Ocean is better than Detroit River. That statement at face value is factual, Kelsey. But if you're implying Pacific Ocean better than Atlantic Ocean, I wouldn't say that yet. I just had a really good experience at
Thank
at
God,
Santa
we haven't
Monica.
lost you quite yet.
I love that TV show when I was growing up, Salute Your Shorts. I know it is a TV show. I know nothing about the TV show. But I have no idea if the festival's named after that or not. But the thing that I saw there, first off, everything that played, almost one caveat, sorry, almost everything that played at Salute Your Shorts was really good. Like super like impressive and like emotional stuff. Better than Hollywood Shorts, I hate to say. But
No. Tragic.
My favorite one that I saw the entire time I was there, I was just kind of blown away by it. It was a comedy, which first off, comedy's so hard to do in shorts. It's really difficult. Like, you have to be exceptionally talented to pull off a comedy in a short film. Like, the genres don't go hand in hand. But it was called Teen Mary. And it was a very, very blasphemous, sacrilegious show, or not show, short about the Virgin Mary as a teen and her gay best friend Joseph, who after Mary not a virgin, has sex with a random guy in town and realizes she's going to get stoned for doing so, comes up with the lie of the was immaculate conception, is
Yeah.
that the term?
Yeah, that's the one.
So incredibly offensive premise, but it was executed so well. It was so funny. Let's see. I love that TV show when I was going. Oh, you can stream it on Paramount. But it was interesting. They're doing the Q&A afterwards. First off, salute your shorts. Big like hats off to them. They tailored each question to the filmmakers. None of the other festivals we went to did that. They'd ask general questions like, so what was your biggest hurdle on set? What do you want people to take away from this film? They tailored the questions to each of the people. But the woman who made Teen Mary, this was her thesis project for AFI, the American Film Institute, which is a very prestigious film school. But she was talking about the fact that she had to do the pitch in front of like the entire like board and like the people who run the school and the departments and everything. And the first thing of feedback she got from one of her professors was, what if you didn't make this film? and she goes, what? And he goes, have you just considered not making this film? And she goes, I don't understand. He goes, well, it's incredibly offensive. It disrespects, major religion, and you're putting the name of our institution on the line by doing so. So maybe you just shouldn't.
I mean, in his defense, that's a fair point.
Well, she did have a rebuttal, which was, I saw Ari Aster's thesis film here. Which apparently is a very disgusting, insensual, something or other. I haven't seen it myself.
And you know what, then? If that's the case, fair point from her as well.
Yeah. But it turned out so well. I think I'm allowed to say this here. If not, she shouldn't have said it on a public stage. But she's in the middle of pitching it, and I think is probably at the stages of being half approved. Nothing's ever certain in Hollywood, but it sounded like she was mostly approved to turn it into a television series.
Oh, very cool.
To turn a short film into a television series. And like it looked like it could be a television series. And like the humor was spot on and consistent the entire time. So if you start seeing advertisements for Teen Mary, just know I saw the short.
Holy shit. Mark was there at the Immaculate Conception.
Yes. But yeah, she was talking about the process, and miracles happen on short films all the time. They're really a magical place. But I think AFI gets a little special treatment even within that, because they had a really impressive set. It looked like a reasonable set for, old time Bethlehem, and they had like a cave and everything that they were shooting in. The cave that they were shooting in was a $70,000 foam cave that was built for NCIS. And they used it and were done with it. And just went, oh, you're looking for a cave to shoot in? Here, you can just take this.
That's crazy.
It's like, oh, $70,000 professionally made TV prop for shooting a cave. Yeah, it looked nice.
I can't wait to watch NCIS and be like, well, that's the cave they used in Teen Mary.
You could do that. Find the episode. I have no idea what episode it was on.
You'd have to look. You'd have to do some comparison there.
But yeah, all the filmmakers.
I was gonna say, that's one of the beauties of living in Hollywood. You can just, happen to stumble across things like that.
Yes. All the filmmakers I met at Salute Your Shorts were very, very nice. They were awesome people. The Holly Shorts ones were sometimes interesting to frame it politely. I mentioned the fact that we had more than one experience of people kind of talking down to us if they didn't know we were in South by. But also in general, they were just like, we had to kind of vibe check a couple people because we were very uncertain. The biggest example of this being this guy came up to us who was very nice, admittedly. He was nice and everything, but he was handing us like I think business cards or something for his film, or like a brochure or something like that. I didn't receive one myself. But he's like, oh yeah, my film played in the action block. It's like, oh yeah, I think I saw, during one of the screenings, there's like a preview for it, and there's like guns and people running around. Looked like some sort of like civil war happening or something. And he goes, yeah, the film's called Turning Point. I had to go, where'd you get that name from? What side are we following in this Civil War scenario?
Who's the good guy in this one?
who's the good guy? Who are we shooting at?
Who are we rooting for in this? Just curious.
So, I didn't see the film, so I might be completely off base, but it was just like
It might be a coincidence.
Weird vibe that I'm getting
that
I don't know what to do with now. And there's another one. This film, it had its pros and cons. But the general premise of it was, this was during the thriller block, by the way. So this was supposed to be thrilling, like some thrill suspense situation. The situation was, there's an Uber driver in their world. It's called Trip, but in this, in the real world, it's Uber. So there's a Trip driver, who's like struggling, down on her luck, and like the Trip owes her a bunch of money, and she can't, get anyone on the line to like pay that money to her, get it resolved. And she gets a passenger in her back seat, who she ends up finding out is one of like the big heads of tech at Trip, and his phone dies. And now the suspense, the thrill, is that she has this guy trapped in the back seat of her Uber, while he's kind of like helpless. And it did some very kind of on the nose monologues about social class and whatnot. It did do the classic thing, which you love to see in short films, where, how do we express that this character is really upset? Oh, what if they just stop and scream? What if they just stop what they're doing and scream?
God, the classic, and then it's it's a close up as they scream, and then it's like the silent zoom out wide shot of them just kind of like post scream for a second, coming back to it.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
precisely.
Yeah.
And a few things like that. And what I thought was really interesting is, it's this tech CEO, he rips off the girl at the end. It's this big like trick. You think they're making a connection, but he's really not, yada yada yada. During the Q&A, they asked some questions about like, oh, well, what makes your short thrilling? Like, where's the thrill come from in yours? And I did happen to notice that 100% of those filmmakers' answers were all from the perspective of the CEO, not from the perspective of the Trip driver. And I'm like, ooh, I don't feel like that's a good look. If when you talk about the film, and they talk about the inception of the film too, the inception of the film was about, oh, what if you're stuck in the backseat of an Uber? Wouldn't that be crazy? Which, fine enough premise, but where they went with it, I'm like, this really, really just feels kind of like CEO sympathizing.
A classic. That's why LA is so fun, because then it's a toss up of whether or not you have like actual progressive people making progressive films or a corpo slop. It's a coin toss. You never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it was a fine film. Like, it really wasn't that bad. I enjoyed parts of it. But it's just a few things here and there that made me hesitant. But I will slightly more openly shit on one film, which I was so upset about this one. I mentioned that at Salute Your Shorts, every film that I watched was like stellar. Loved it, with the exception of one. And Sarah had warned me about this film before we arrived at the festival. We knew it was screening there, and so I kind of knew to look out for it. But I didn't know which one it was going to be, obviously, in the lineup. But I knew what the problem with it was. And what's most upsetting about this is I knew what the issue was, and I knew to look out for it. And the film started playing, and it was an animated film, and I knew, the film I have an issue with, probably going to be an animated one. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, surely not this. Surely not this film that I'm watching right now. This is not the one that Sarah warned me about, right? And I'm watching it. We get to the end, the credits start. I turn to Sarah, I'm like, that wasn't the one, was it? And she just sadly nods her head as I turn back to the screen as a large Google DeepMind is put on screen in the credits.
Oh, no!
And I'm like, no, I couldn't tell. I knew it was coming. I knew to look for it. I knew it was going to be the animated one, and I couldn't fucking tell. There was nothing there to indicate. I'm like, oh, I'm so upset right now.
Oh.
Google DeepMind, a credit for Google DeepMind was on screen, meaning the film was partially AI, generative AI.
I mean, here's my one spark of humanity I will give forward. I mean, kind of we're expecting animated film, but I think even if you didn't want to believe it, the fact subconsciously the entire time you watched that movie, you went, not this one, right? Not this one. I think subconsciously you knew it was that one. Could tell. I think you wouldn't have had those thoughts and feelings throughout the entire runtime of it if you genuinely couldn't tell.
Yeah, I don't. The issue was it looked nice. It looked good. It didn't have any of the classic tells or mistakes that I look for. And so it was very upsetting to me. And admittedly, that was the film that really kind of lacked, in my opinion at least, kind of all the other stories were very human, had very human elements to them. This one kind of seemed shallow in comparison. But they had a Q&A afterwards, and by God, the questions weren't even pointed. That director was fighting for her life in the Q&A.
Was this open to the audience, or was it just the festival?
It was just with the proctor. And the proctor was not even asking damning or leading questions. You could just tell that she knew what the rest of the room was thinking.
I see.
So this Q&A, absolute fight for her life. I noted she did not use the term AI once. She rambled for 10 minutes or so, did not use the phrase AI once, even when it would have made sense to. She talked around it every single time. And she was going way out of her way to highlight all the human elements, because from her perspective, look, it's an impressive film. She worked with retired Pixar animators.
Mm-hmm.
She worked with professional Illuminate, maybe it was one of the other animation
Illumination
studios. Maybe.
That's the Minions people.
Multiple notable, respectable animation studios, employees of the studios or previous employees, had a hand in it. Lots of talented artists came together to add parts to this film, and she was doing a lot to highlight that. And then it was fucking ruined by the fact that it was finished with AI. So she was saying things like, oh yeah, so this film was really unique in the way that it took 2D animation and 3D animation and I think stop motion or something like that, 3 different kinds of animation, and and translated them into CGI in a way that hadn't been done before. Oh, translated. Yes. Translated how? What was doing? That's somehow worse. If you're gonna use AI, you better own it. Don't tap dance around it. Yeah, no, I agree. And look, I get it. She's definitely been being attacked for this film. You can tell by the way she was answering questions.
Right.
This was her answering to try to get ahead of all the criticisms that were coming.
All the fair criticisms, all the valid criticisms, all the why I will say with Holly Shorts, I'm not gonna damn them for a festival that I was not a part of, but I will say allowing a film that is AI generated into your short film festival, I do think loses you a lot of credibility.
Yeah, I fully agree. It ruins kind of your taste, because then any other film you see, especially any other animated film, that question's just stuck in the back of your head of, was this AI? Did they use AI for this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you never know.
And like, I'm sure this film is like a really, really like impressive stepping stone in the filmmaker's career, like working with all these people, making those connections, doing this, that, the other. And I can see why she'd be excited for it. But it's like, you're helping to develop a version of this AI that like really the average person is not going to be able to tell. They're not going to be able to figure this out. Like, and you're helping perpetrate and normalize this, and like, this is going to be the death of so many animators, like you participating in this. So I don't know, she seemed nice enough. I don't wish her poorly or anything, but it's like, dude, you are working with the devil.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's I mean, listen, I'm not going to get into it because I think our chat knows our opinion on AI at this point, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing. It's just frustrating that a film festival would allow somebody to enter in like that and then spotlight them in that way. I mean, she knew what she did was fucked. She wouldn't be answering the questions like that. But Mark,
Yeah.
I will say I'm going to ask you a question. I have to get up here in a second. I don't know if Chad can hear this, but Remy is going absolutely cuckoo bananas, so I got to go check on her. So I'm going to ask you a question, Mark, and I'm going to let you talk for a minute. And if you would want to, it'd be a good time to turn on your camera because I'm going to be stepping away. But
Okay.
could you please talk about your snack situation? Give a little update to
Yes.
that.
Yes, the update to the snack situation, and people are following in Discord. Hi, chat, by the way. Hello. The snack situation, thankfully, it went well. I think, what was the final tally? I posted in my Discord. It was a box of 12 Pop Tarts. It was 8 meat sticks, 5 protein bars, 6 packs of Famous Amos cookies. It's Mark Kitchen. Hello, hello. Yes, I do have a camera. I'm here. My hair's a little frizzy today, but that's all right. I'm very small on the screen. But I was expecting, I'm like, it is entirely reasonable that I could go this entire trip and maybe eat 2 things from my snack bag. I ate more than I expected, so it wasn't wasteful. I don't like throw away the food, so it's not going to waste anyway. I woke up now. Hello, welcome in, Prince of Mars. It's odd to not see the curtains behind the kitchen nowadays. I probably should pull the curtains, shouldn't I have? Let's hope Board Ghost doesn't walk in anytime soon. It's fine. It's fine. Makes me happy to see your face. It's been too long. Oh, thank you, Dana. Amazing list, very comprehensive. Yeah, I wish I could have included more salty foods. I was definitely lacking in that department. The meat sticks were okay in that regard, but I really needed like a Cheez-It or like a salt and vinegar chip. Sarah packed salt and vinegar chips. I was very thankful for that. Ghosty face reveal. No, not today, not today. Hopefully. I'll hear Ghosty if they come in before they arrive, and I'll go, I'll do that. Do one of those. But yeah, I ended up eating, what was it? I probably ate 4 of the meat sticks. I ate most of them on the plane, 1 of them on the beach. I had 2 Pop-Tarts as morning snacks, which were very nice. I do enjoy a good Popped Tart. But if you packed more salt, the lack of water would have killed you. That's very fair. You know, that's a really good point. I probably would have died if I had access to more salty foods. Cheez-Its are my favorite travel snack. Mystique, Cheez-Its are so good. I love Cheez-Its. I've gone through like ebbs and flows of snacks I do and don't like. Cheez-Its have always been a consistent, like solid 10 out of 10. What Pop-Tart though? Okay. So I have wacky opinions on Pop-Tarts. First off, I think off-brand is 100% the way to go every time. Like, I don't think on-brand, like Pop-Tarts are that good or that different from the off-brand Great Value ones. And the Great Value ones are like half the price or less. They are so cheap. Unfrosted, no. I would never touch an unfrosted Pop-Tart. That's a heresy.
The frost is half the fun of it, man.
Yes.
I don't know, Mark. I know Chat can. I don't know if you can hear. Sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if you can hear Remy in the background. Holly just got taken out for a vet trip right now. She had a vet appointment, so it's just me and Remy here. And Remy is almost never left alone, so she is just screaming at the top of her lungs. She's on the other side of the house right now.
Aw. Oh, I did start to vaguely hear it. Aw, poor dog. I'll bring her a NASCAR. They can get along. Here you go,
I mean,
dog.
that'll solve it. Either Remy will be much happier, or there'll be one less NASCAR in the world. One of the two. Hold her on your lap, dude. I would genuinely. I've tried to, but she is a pit bull lab mix, so she is like half my size. She's a very large dog.
Oh, but you asked about the Pop-Tart flavor. I rock with cinnamon a lot, but my go-to, especially with off-brand, I think you cannot beat the double chocolate ones, chocolate filling, chocolate icing. I think you cannot beat those when it comes to off-brand. That is my absolute first pick every time. Cinnamon's a close second. I love cinnamon. Cinnamon in general, not just cinnamon Pop-Tarts. My friends sometimes hear my dogs on voice chat. She wants to be attached to me at all times. Oh, s'mores are pretty good. S'mores is a fine one.
S'mores I like s'mores. I like pretty much any like cinnamon chocolatey flavor Pop-Tarts pretty good. But even some fruit ones are bangers.
Cookies and cream is also very solid. The cookies and cream, the tart part of the Pop-Tart, like not the filling, is a much better chocolate than the chocolate Pop-Tarts. And it's always bothered me. I'm like, why don't you take this tart from the cookies and cream and put the chocolate filling in it? You'd have a better product. Why are you not doing this? It bothers me. Makes me angry.
Fricked out world we live in, man. It's a fricked out world.
My friends hear poison sometimes. She also has to be near me at all times. Oh.
Look, I try it. They saw me on camera leaning away. I tried to get Remy to come lay on the bed in the room with me, but she did not want to. I gave her a Treato, and the second she finished eating it, she sprinted off back to the side of the house, and she cried at the door. It's part of the system, you know.
Nice. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there are any other fun stories or things that I'm missing at this point. Like I said, it was a short trip. I was only there for like 3.5 days. Planes are miserable as per usual. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna be such a nonsensical side tangent. So I hope you're ready for like an inconsequential Mark rant here. But when I was getting ready for this trip, first off, my gosh dang iPhone is always running out of storage. Okay, and I knew I wanted to take some pictures, but mainly, I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna have multiple like 5-hour long plane rides. I want something to do. I want to be prepared. And I'm like, oh, idea, genius moment. I'm going to download that Mahjong app, or Mahjong, however you pronounce it, that Jeremy and Morgan play. And I know you can play bots on that app, and I'll play Mahjong the entire plane ride. I'll get so much practice. I'll get so good. Wow. It'll be so much fun. That stupid app is 3 gigabytes large and then some. I had to clear so many old photos off of my phone just to make room for it. I was like slaving away. I'm like, surely there'll be enough space for this stupid app at this point. Finally get it downloaded. Get onto the plane. I'm like, oh boy, I did some play tests beforehand. I can't wait to play some bots in Mahjong. Doesn't work without internet. App won't even open without internet. I'm like, what do you mean? You don't need internet for the bots. They're bots. This is a 3 gigabyte large app, and it doesn't have the capacity to open without internet. I was very upset. I was flying South by Southwest, which if you become a rewards member, you can get like some semblance of internet for free.
Hey, wait a second. That's the name of the thing that you did once.
Sorry, Southwest, not South by Southwest. I made that mistake so many times. So many times. You have no idea. I was flying Southwest. And I'm like, I'm gonna sign up for this stupid freaking rewards thing just so I can play Mahjong like a good passenger. Don't talk smack about my anime woman Mahjong app. I've already deleted it. It's gone. It's dead. That's how the story ends. But just so you know, cam and audio isn't synced for Mark. IDK if you care. That's not going to be a fixable issue for Corey.
Yeah. I quickly wrote that in chat.
Yeah, unfortunate. But thank you for letting us know.
Yes.
what was I going to say? Oh, so you can access parts of the internet without being signed up for it, which is how it takes you to the site. I don't know if you know this. Almost every airline, even if you don't pay for the internet, you can access like their internet tab, and it'll give you live updates about where the plane is, where your altitude is, weather incoming, time at destination, delays, stuff like that. So you do get limited internet access on pretty much any flight that you're on by going through that. It's pretty neat. But I'm like, all right, I'm signing up for this thing. Can't do it. Don't let you sign up without proper internet. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't sign up for the thing that you want me to sign up for on your Wi-Fi? Mark killing anime women and Dolly Parton. No. Fake jonger. SMH. I got pretty good at it too. I did end up playing a lot of mahjong by the end of it.
You were jonging?
I did. I signed up for the stupid rewards thing during my layover and played it more. Mark, how are you planning to lay low after the Dolly thing? Don't think it'll be long before the cops find out. The cops find out that I happen to be in Vegas. I'm pretty sure I have like a decently good alibi. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. When did she die today, or did she die yesterday,
That's
or
a
2
good
days
point.
ago?
Mark can tolerate being accused of killing Dolly Parton, but anime women. I think it's much less likely for me to kill Dolly Parton than it is for me to kill an anime woman. Today. Mark, guys, Mark probably doesn't even know what Dolly looks like.
That's a good point.
Come on.
What color is her hair?
Blonde, like bleach blonde.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, take that back.
Police officers, we got proof. He knows what she looks like. Come on in.
I'm kind of like a Dolly expert here. Mark thinks Dolly Parton is that sheep from 40 years ago. No. You can play Mahjong Soak on your desktop BTW. I was specifically trying to find an app for Reachy, because Reachy is what I was taught, and I wanted to stick with what I was taught, because I know that's what people will play next time I play it. Cloning 925.
What a way.
Man, that sheep had a voice.
Got some pipes on that sheep, man. That's why they had to clone it.
Well, I know I've taken up more of your time than I intended to already. It's already been an hour 20 some. So I will not delay you any further so that you can finish your Wolf Among Us game, which I was much misled. I really thought it would be like furries playing Among Us, but your game's cool too.
I mean, when you think about it, it kind of is. It kind of is exactly that. It's just like if one Among Us game spanned over 8 hours, you know?
Think about Mark is Jolene, confirmed, red hair and all.
Jolene.
So look, I don't got a clue who Jolene is, but I'll accept that. Minus the red hair part. This topic did come up. I asked Lincoln and Sarah. I was like, this comes up sometimes. Do you guys think I have red hair? And they're like, no. Are you crazy? And I'm like, okay, that's what I thought.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank you for the 2 bits of teak.
If you want to see furries play Among Us, hit me up, Mark. Keep that in mind.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Dana.
Biased friend opinion. How can it be biased? Why is it biased if they've known me longer?
Thank you, Kelsey. Let's play the booby.
What is the booby?
I was just about to ask you that question.
You're about to ask me?
I was about to ask you that question.
Wait. Hold on.
I don't know what the booby game is.
What Jeremy said. How did Jeremy phrase the mahjong thing?
I don't know.
Because Morgan occasionally will send me screenshots at work or Snapchats of her screen while she's playing that Mahjong Soul game. And I had to say, Morgan, you cannot send me these when I'm at work. These are not acceptable snaps we open in public. That lady playing Mahjong is not properly clothed.
Oh!
I get that
I see. Sorry. They refer to...
I get that this is the best app for Mahjong that you can find, but this little subplot they have going on about the schoolgirls playing the Mahjong, I don't want photos of that. Not in public. Glad you got those too. Yeah, I was in a very public area. I was like, oh, Snapchat for Morgan. Immediately a slap.
Boy, boy, boy.
I'm like, nope. No, it's. But now I know that I wouldn't have been able to play that app at work either, so it was useful info.
There you go. You found it. You found it. Surely there's maybe like a censored version. Probably. Anyway, they were talking about Wolf Among Us. There was a scene where we went to brothel and there were boobies on screen for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mark, when are you getting locked up in a room with others to finally figure out the name for the channel? I'm so excited, but want to know what to be excited for. Well, on that note, everyone, good night.
Bye, Mark.
In all seriousness, we're figuring that out very soon. You know, we've skirted with filming the video and starting to edit it without deciding the name, which is funny. But we're gonna be doing that very soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited for you guys to see it. We have our next video in the pipeline as well. We got a few ideas cooking. This next one, I gotta say, I'm very excited for. I was excited for Price is Wrong, but this next one, I'm hyped for it.
It's a good one.
Name it after Dolly. Yeah. Could be the Partons.
Whoa.
Are the 7, 5, and 6 in the back video related? Yeah. That's from Price is Wrong. I think I can reveal that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use those. Corey. Oh, you didn't show clips of this, I suppose.
I have not. Don't talk about that. I haven't showed anything yet. That's one of the ones I was gonna wait for the video and for the edit.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the video. This may seem like an unassuming board, but it caused Corey many issues during the video. It might have to be an extended cut, but we'll see.
We could probably put an extended cut of it on Patreon. That's very funny.
I miss BGL and you guys. It's been good to see you, Mark. Oh, thank you, Mystique. Yeah, I like hopping on, catching up with y'all. Glad to tell you some stories of my trip to Hollywood. Big Hollywood moment. But I will be bidding adieu now and letting Corey take over from here.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for sharing your trip with me, Mark. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It's always a bunch of fun. Yeah, they wanted me to hijack Jeremy's stream yesterday, and I wasn't quite up for it. But I'm like, I could probably hijack Corey's.
Absolutely. Anytime. The offer stands. Any board gamer that wants to hijack my stream for a bit, I'm more than willing.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm just gonna hop off the Discord call now, so maybe if you go on the screen.